Hare Krishna, Priya Narmada Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Nice to see you again back in the service, Mataji. Welcome, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Please accept humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya, Narmada Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharajas, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Tiffany in Pennsylvania, and it's so wonderful to see you again, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Priya. Go ahead, Mataji.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya, Narmada Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. And to all the assembled devotees, this is Megha from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya, Narmada Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Aditi Devi Dasi from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nanpriya Narmada Mataji, all Guru Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Thank you very much for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you, Mataji. After a
Nice
long
to see
time.
you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yeshwamati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees. This is Anita Ramia from Sharjah, UAE. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Welcome back, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees. Canada.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev, all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Shiromani Nandarani Devidasi from Krishna Kathadesh. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees on the call. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Harita from Houston. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I offer my obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna and Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln. It is so nice to have you back, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
I don't see Prabhuji on the call. Shall we go ahead with introduction?
Yes, sure, Mataji.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Let us move to our next session. Sorry, Mataji. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Pavaneshwar Prabhuji on the call to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 14th and 15th sloka onwards. Before handing over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to ask Aditi Mataji to give some brief introduction about Prabhuji. Mataji, please take over the call.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. This is a brief introduction for His Grace Pavaneshwar Das Prabhuji. Pavaneshwar Prabhuji is a senior brahmachari devotee from Mumbai Yatra. He is part of the Vedic cosmology team currently working on the translation of Surya Siddhanta. Pavaneshwar Prabhuji teaches many courses, including Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam at Bhaktivedanta Academy for Culture and Education at Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir. Pavaneshwar Prabhuji is a gold medalist in electrical engineering, honors from the Indian Institute of Science. His interest in cosmology studies led him to collaborate with fellow students at Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit at Govardhan Eco Village, Mumbai, India, resulting in the release of a book called Bhagavad Cosmology. Over to you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the introduction. Mataji, Prabhuji has joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving us your valuable association this morning. And today we are having Srimad Bhagavatam with 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 14th and 15th sloka. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for allowing me to be with all of you this morning. Is my voice audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatamvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Pratinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you. For you it is good morning, for me it is good evening. So in any case, welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we'll be reading from Canto 6, Chapter 3, chapter entitled as Yamaraja instructs his messengers. And today we are reading from text number 14 and 15. So here Yamaraja is speaking to Yamadutas, his servants. So please follow after me if you can. Aham Mahendro Nirutti Pracheta
महेन्द्रो निरुक्ति प्रचेताः
Somognirisha Pavano Virinchi
सोमोऽग्निरेषाः पवनो विरिञ्चि
Aditya Vishve Vasuvota Sadhya
Aditya Vishve Vasudha
साध्या
Marudgana Rudragana Sasiddha
Marugana Rudragana Siddha
Anne cha e Vishvasrujo Maresha
Anye Jaye Vishva Srujo Marit
Bhruguadayo Sprushta Rajastamaksha
Bhagavadayo Spratar Chastamasya
Yasye hitam na Vidusprushta Maya
Yasye Itana Viduspratamaya
Sattva Pradana Apikim Tatonye.
Sattva Pradhana Api Kim Tatoni.
I will recite once again, and then if some devotees, I'll do 2 times. Then afterwards, some of you can try. Aham Mahendro Niruti Pracheta Somo Nirisha. No, I will do it continuously. Then some of you can do afterwards. Aham Mahendro Niruti Pracheta Somognirisha Pavano Virinchi Aditya Vishve Vasavota Sadhya Marudgana Rudragana Sasiddha Anne cha e Vishvasrujo Maresha Bhrugadayo Sprushta Rajas Tamaksha Yasye hitam na Vidusprushtamaya Satvya Pradhana Kimapi Tatonye. Aham Mahendro Niruti Pracheta Somognirisha Pavano Virinchi Aditya Vishve Vasavota Sadhya Marudgana Rudragana Samsiddha अन्ये च ये विश्वसृजो मरेशा भृगु आदयो स्पष्टरजस्तमाक्षा यस्येहितं न विदुस्पृष्टमाया सत्वप्रधाना अपि किं ततोऽन्ये. Some of you can try.
I'll try.
I can try.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
Ahim Mahendro Niri Praticha Samundri Sa Pavano Virinchi Aditya Visve Vasaspu Tasadya Marudgana Rudragana Sasidhya Anicha Ye Visvasu Marisa Pragvatu Srata Rajas Tamaskha Yasye hitam na viduspratamayé svatva pradhana api kim tatone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Aham Mahendra Niruti Pracheta Somo Isha Pavano Virishi Aditya Vishwe Vasavotha Sadhyam Marudra Gana Sasiddha Anne Chaye Vishwasrujo Maresha Brugvagdayo Spushtara Jastamaskaha Yasye hitam na vidus sprushtamayah Sattva pradana api kim tatone.
Hare Krishna. Aham Mahendro Nirti Pracheta Somo Nirisha Pavano Virinchi Aditya Vishwe Vasavota Satya Marudgana Rudragana Sasitaha Anye Chaye Vishwasrijo Maresha Brigavadayo Sprishtarajastamaskaha Yasye hitam na vidusprishtamayah Sattva pradana api kim tatonye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. If no one else want to recite, someone else, one more.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. I'll try. Hare Krishna. Aham Mahindro Niritih Prachetaha Samognirishaha Pavano Virinchi Aditya Vishve Vasavo Dasadhya Marudgana Rudragana Sasiddhaha Anye Chaye Vishwasrujo Maresha Brugvadayo Sprishtarajastamaskaha Yashehitam na vidusprishtamayah Sattva pradhana api kim tatonye. Thank you, Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. I'll read through synonyms and translation per part. Aham, I, Yamaraja. Mahendra, Indra, the king of heaven. Niruti, Niruti. Prachetaha, Varuna, the controller of water. Soma, the moon. Agni, fire. Isha, Lord Shiva. Pavana, the Devata of the air. Virinchi, Lord Brahma. Aditya, the sun. Vishwe, Vishwasu. Vasava, the 8 Vasus. Ata, also. Sadhya, the Devatas. Marudganaha, masters of wind. Rudraganaha, the expansions of Lord Shiva. Sasiddha, with the inhabitants of Siddhaloka. Anye, others. Cha, and. Ye, who. Vishwasruja, Marichi, and other creators of the universal affairs. Amara Isha, the Devatas like Bruhaspati. Amaresha. Bhrugu Adaya, the great sages headed by Bhrugu. Asprushta, who have not been contaminated. Raja Tamaska, by the lower modes of material nature, that is Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Yasya, of whom. Ihitam, the activity. Na Vidu, do not know. Sprishtamaya, who are illusioned by the illusory energy. Sattva Pradana, chiefly in the mode of goodness. Api, although. Kim, what to speak of. Tata, then, than them. Anye, others. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Yamaraj is saying, I, Yamaraja, Indra, the king of heaven, Niruti, Varuna, Chandra, the moon god, Agni, Lord Shiva, Pavana, Lord Brahma, Surya, the sun god, Vishwasu, the 8 Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Maruts, the Rudras, the Siddhas, and Marichi, and other great rishis engaged in maintaining the departmental affairs of the universe, as well as the best of the Devatas headed by Brihaspati and the great sages headed by Bhrigu are all certainly freed from the influence of the two base material modes of nature, namely mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Nevertheless, although we are in the mode of goodness, we cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then is to be said of others who under illusion merely speculate to know God? Purport. The men and other living entities within this cosmic manifestation are controlled by the 3 modes of material nature. For the living entities, controlled by the base qualities of material nature, such as mode of passion and mode of ignorance, there is no possibility of understanding God. Even those in the mode of goodness, like the many Devatas and the great rishis described in these 2 verses, cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, one who is situated in the devotional service of the Lord is transcendental to all the material qualities. Therefore, that is Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuno. It's like that. Therefore, the Lord personally says that no one can understand him but the Bhaktas, who are transcendental to all material qualities. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Yavan yas chatmi tatvataha. Only devotees by their bhakti can understand. As stated by Bhishma Deva to Maharaj Yudhishthira in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, text number 16, wherein Bhishma Deva says, Nahi asya karachit rajan puman veda vidhistitam yad vijijñasaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. O king, no one can know the plan of the Lord Sri Krishna, even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively. They are bewildered. No one, therefore, can understand God by speculative knowledge. Indeed, by speculation, one will be bewildered. This is also confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 7, text number 3. Manushyanam sahasreshu kashit etasiddhaye. Etatam siddhanam kachin mam veti tatvataha. Among many thousands of men, one may endeavor for perfection. And even among the siddhas, those who have already become perfect, only one who had up the process of bhakti, devotional service, can understand Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much for joining for today's Bhagavatam class. So, here in these 2 verses, Yamaraja is telling one important aspect which all of us should know, which also indicates the mood of Yamaraj, about which we will be discussing today. Aham Mahindro Niruti Pracheta. Somognir Isha Pavano Virinchi Aditya Vishwe Vasavota Sadhya Marut Gana Rudra Ganasa Siddha Annecha E Vishwa Srujo Maresha Bhrugu Adayo Sprushta Rajastamaksha Yasye Hitam Na Vidu Sprushta Maya Sattva Pradana Apikim Tatonye. So, since you are discussing Canto 6, after our discussion about Canto 5 completed long back, many months past. So, many chapters have completed in the Chapter 6 also. Chapter 1, which is one of the big chapters, and Chapter 2, which is one of the very, what we can say, the most important chapter for the followers of Srila Prabhupada, because all our Krishna conscious activities are surrounded around the one important activity, that is our bead bag. So throughout the day, the devotees are always seen wherever they are walking, traveling, moving about, chanting on their beads. Whether it may be in order to complete 16 rounds or it is to just keep them Krishna conscious, even additional rounds also. All of our activities are centered around chanting on our beads. So that is the special USP of ISKCON movement. So that aspect has been highlighted in the last chapter. What is the importance of chanting? What are the glories of chanting? Of course, this chapter also kind of carries forward. But one small thing, this is my observation of studying Bhagavatam. So later on in 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj says about Bhakti primarily consists of 9 important activities. Shravanam, Kirtanam Vishnoho, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So Bhakti contains these 9 principal activities. So in the beginning of the Bhagavatam and the 2nd canto, 1st chapter and 2nd chapter, Srila Sukadeva Goswami tells the Bhakti primarily consists of 3 things: Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan Hari Sarvatra Sarvada Shrotavya, Kirtitavya, Smartavya, Ichchata, Abhayam. My dear King Parikshit, if at all you want fearlessness, you need to do Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. There is one word called Cha. Cha includes other Angas of Bhakti also, though they are not explicitly stated. But since they are not explicitly stated, Acharyas in writing commentary to this verse, Srila Prabhupada and the previous Acharya, they indicate that among the 9 Angas of Bhakti, these 3 are the most important: Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. And among these 3, the Shravanam is glorified all the way till the end of the Canto 5. Till the end of Canto 5, we see the glorification of Shravanam time and again. Every chapter ends with the importance of hearing. The importance of hearing Krishna Katha. And now, especially in the 6th canto, we get to hear the glories of chanting more evidently. Even though in the previous cantos also there is mention about chanting, but here is explicitly stated. Chanting comes out the most important activity among all the 9 Angas of Bhakti. And this theme, the hearing plus chanting, continues all the way up to Canto 9. And Canto 10 reveals the most important activity of Bhakti, that is Smaranam. So throughout our life, our Bhakti begins with Shravanam and it should continue with Kirtanam, as side by side Shravanam also. But ultimately, Shravanam and Kirtanam should culminate in Smaranam. What kind of Smaranam? Smaranam is all about Krishna Leela. And Krishna also performed Leela in Madura, Vrindavan, Dwaraka. And 10th canto explicitly indicates that the Vrindavan Leela should be the principal subject of one's Smaranam. So, this is my little observation. I may be wrong also. So, starts with Shravanam. In the middle, it highlights the importance of Kirtanam. And one should continue both Shravanam and Kirtanam throughout one's life. so that ultimately we come to the point of smaranam at the end of our life. Of course, which also accompanies Shravanam and Kirtanam, but smaranam is the ultimate thing. So which Lord Krishna also indicates in Bhagavad Gita chapter 8. You remember verse number 5 and 6. Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayachasa madbhavam nasti atra samshaya. So my dear Arjuna, whoever gives up their body remembering me means remembering my nama, guna, leela. No, nama, rupa, guna, leela, any of these four aspects of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one will come to my abode, one will attain my nature, same as me. They will attain Swarupa, Mukti or something like that. So in this there is no doubt. So Arjuna might question, okay, that is a good proposal. Throughout my life, I'll do so many other things. At the time of death, I'll remember you. So I'll get entry into Vaikuntha. One may say like that. Keeping that in mind, in the next verse, Krishna says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajati ante kalevaram. So, not quite. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajati ante kalevaram. Tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. So, my dear Arjuna, just like if somebody remembers me at the time of death, they will come to my abode. And similarly, if they remember something else, they will attain similar destination. But kindly remember that one cannot just like that remember me at the time of death, remembering something else throughout their life. That is not possible. Sada tadbhava bhavita. Sada, whatever one tries to remember throughout one's life. Sada stands for throughout our life, whatever we try to remember, whatever we try to contemplate upon, tadbhava, that is what we remember at the time of death. Without doubt, whatever is our practice throughout our life, that is what we remember at the time of death, tadbhava, then bhavita. And hence, that is the destination we will get in the next life. So it is not that just by hook or crook or by trick one can remember Krishna. That is not like that. In order to remember the Supreme Lord in his four features, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, at the time of death, one need to do the same thing throughout one's life. Then only one will be able to remember him at the time of death. And one will get the similar destiny after that. Then in the next verse, this is the most important verse. Generally we remember the previous two verses, but the most important verse is the next verse. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. My dear Arjuna, therefore, tasma, therefore, sarveshu kaleshu, at all times, at all places, sarvatra sarvada, mam anusmara, remember me, remember my name, remember my form, remember my guna, remember my leela, nama, rupa, guna, leela, mam anusmara yudhacha, do your duties. If you need to do your duties, but remembering me, while remembering me, do all your duties. Thus, my arpita mano buddhir mam eva eshasi asamshayam. If you execute your duties while living in this world, having offered with your karmendriyas, having offered your mind and intelligence, my arpita mano buddhir, you will eventually come to me without fail. Mam eva eshasi asamshayam. Kindly do not have any doubt about this. I am assuring you will get this. So that is what which Lord Krishna assures in Bhagavad Gita. So at least in one sense, Bhagavad Gita is like the book of principles, and Bhagavatam elaborate those principles with pastimes, with case studies, with examples. So like that we can see. So here we are discussing from chapter 6, canto 6, chapter 3. So Yamaraj is responding to the inquiries made by the Yamadutas. So in the previous verses, it is mentioned that after Yamadutas were stopped from what they were supposed to do by the 4 Vishnudutas. So since Ajamila performed sinful activities within mind, body and words, Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, he did so many different varieties of sinful activities. So 3 Yamadutas came to take him to Yamaloka. But since he also named his son, his youngest son, as Narayana, since indicating to his son, he was calling the name of his son, Narayana, Narayana, especially at the time of death. He was about 88 years old at that time, it is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. The Yamadutas suddenly appeared. By looking at the terrifying, fearful faces of the Yamadutas, he was completely afraid. Since he had special affection for the newborn baby, Narayana, he shouted at Narayana, 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 Narayana. As soon as he shouted Narayana at his baby, shouting Narayana, the 4 Vishnudutas, since he shouted Lord name consisting of 4 letters, Narayana, 4 Vishnudutas came. And they stopped Yamadutas and they had a wonderful conversation. We will not get into all the details, but eventually they released Ajamila and they disappeared. And for the first time in the history, the Yamadutas failed. Till now in the history, they never failed. They thought that unchallenged Lord, unchallenged ruler is our master. Our master Yamaraj is never checked by anybody else. He is unchallenged. No one can challenge his instructions. No one can challenge his orders. Till now we were successful. We were controlling. We were able to take away the subtle body along with the Atma from the gross body and bring them to the Yamaloka. We were successful in every attempt. But for the first time we failed. And we believed that our master is the master of everyone in this world. And who are these 4 people came suddenly and stopped us, brightly looking people. And if our master does not bring them and punish them thoroughly and does not kill them in front of our eyes, we will not continue our service to our master. We will not continue our service. We will not do any service. We will not live only. There is no point in living in shame. So with that thinking, they came to Yamaraj. They are complaining to Yamaraj. So they said in the previous verses, Yamaduta Uchu, Kati, Santiha, Shastaro, Jiva Lokasya Vai Prabhu, Trai Vidyam, Kurvata Karma, Falabi Vyakti Hetava. And they are saying here that, so my dear Yamaraja, O master, how many controls are there? Kati Santi Iha Shastaro. In this material world, how many controllers are there? As much as we know, you are the only one controller. Because we go and bring the jivas to Yamaloka and you award them punishment or you bless them according to their actions. Trai Vidyam Kurvada Karma Falabi Vyakti Hetava. So people perform activities according to the 3 modes. Trai Vidyam stands for 3 modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. And we bring them after their death and you award them either punishment or reward according to the type of activity they perform. But it seems there are some other controller also. Today somebody else came and stopped us performing our duties. Yedisyur Bahavo Loke Shastaro Dandadharina Kasya Syatam Nava Kasya Mrutyus Chamrutam Evava. They are saying that if there are many controllers who will give justice and Yadisyur Bahavo Loke Shastaro Dandadarina. If there are many controllers in the matter of giving justice, then we are not able to understand whose justice will work, under what condition, who is supposed to give justice to whom, who is supposed to give punishment or reward to whom. What is the categorization if there are many controllers? So if you say that they are also controllers, then the question is that you sent us to bring Yamaraj Ajamila here and they came. So whose instruction should prevail among the two controllers? Are there only one or two or many? So like that they are asking. Kintu Shastri Bahutve Syad Bahunam Iha Karminam Shastratvam Upacharohi Yata Mandala Vartinam. Here they say that, of course, there are many people. One controller may not be sufficient. There could be many controllers. But there should be one supreme controller and other should be subordinate controllers. Among all the different controllers, who is the supreme controller and who are the subordinate controllers? So basically they are indirectly asking question, are you the supreme controller or somebody else is the supreme controller? We always thought that you are the only controller. We never know about any other second controller, but today somebody else came. But among two of you, or if there are many, among many of you, who is the supreme controller and who are the subordinate controllers? Yata Mandala Vartinam. Mandala Vartinam means hierarchy. There is supreme controller, underneath subordinate, under them sub-subordinates, sub-subordinates, like that. Among all of them, who is the topmost? Who is the next in the hierarchy? Who is the next to next in the hierarchy? Can you please clarify this? Then they said that Ataswam Eko Bhutanam Seshwaranam Adishwara Shasta Dandadaro Nrunam Shubha Shubha Vivechana. They say that as far as our knowledge goes, Ataswam Eko Bhutanam, you are the one controller till now. It is you who was awarding punishment and reward to all the living entities and also to the Sarveshwaranam, all the devatas also, because you are Adishwara. In that Mandala Vartinam, as far as our knowledge goes, we were living with this thought that there are many subordinate controllers like the devatas, but you are the supreme controller. You are the Adishwara. All the devatas are other Ishwaras. They are subordinate Ishwaras only. Shasta Dandadaro Nrunam. In the matter of giving punishment and reward to the human beings, Shubha Shubha Vivechana. It is you are the Adishwara. That is what we have understood. That is what we believed. That is what, with that belief, we were executing our duties all these days, all these years, all these decades or centuries and yugas. But today something different happened. What is this? Tasite Vito Dando Naloke Vartate Duna Chaturbir Adbutis Siddher Ajnate Vipralambita. But today, some four tall, stout, beautiful looking, four-handed personalities came and they did not allow us to execute our duties. For the first time, your order has been thwarted. It was not executed. Ajnate Vipralambita. Without understanding your supreme-most position as Adishwara, the four men, gentlemanly looking personalities came and stopped us from performing our duty. What is this? Something different is happening from what we know, what we think. Niyamanam Tavadeshat Asmabir Yatana Grahan Vyamochayan Patakinam Chitva Pashan Prasayate. So here they say that they forcefully cut the knot. That Yamapash, we have actually threw our Yamapash in order to take out Ajamil along with the subtle body from the gross body. But these 4 gentlemen looking personalities came and they cut off that Yamapash. Before we could bring them to Yamaloka, which is Yatana Griha, the place which gives punishment, which gives pain. Vyamochayan Patakinam. So Chitva Pashan Prasayate. Prasaya. Yamapash cannot be cut by any other person. It is uncuttable weapon. That Yamapash. But these 4 gentlemen looking personalities easily cut it. So what is this? Are you superior or not? They are asking question to Yamaraj. Who are these people who are more powerful than you and your Yamapash? So it should not happen like this. So like that, they are saying. Tamste veditu michamo yedino manyase kshamam narayana abhihite ma bhair iti ayayur drutam. They say that if you think that it is beneficial to us, we would like to know about those people. Who are those 4 people who came as soon as Yamaraj chanted Narayana iti. Narayana iti abhite ma bahir iti ayayur drutam. As soon as Ajamila shouted Narayana, Narayana, these 4 gentlemen looking personalities came and they cut the Yamapash and they released him, Ajamil, and then kind of defeated us in our arguments, defeated us and all our arguments, and then they disappeared. We could not bring Ajamil. We failed today. What is this? If you think it is beneficial for us, please tell us about these people. Who are they? About their whereabouts, their identity, etc. etc. Sri Badara and Uvacha. So having inquired in this way, if you don't tell us, if you don't clarify us, or more than that, if you don't bring them here and don't punish them, because they're still thinking that you are the Adishwara, you are the supreme controller, we will not serve you anymore. If you are not the supreme most master, why should we serve you? And since we have defeated, we cannot continue to live in shame. We will commit suicide. You should bring them immediately, you should punish them thoroughly, and then only will continue to serve you. Otherwise, no way. So like that, they are questioning the authority of Yamaraj. Because they believed Yamaraj to be the one undisputed authority in this entire world after the Supreme Lord. So they thought that he is the next to the Supreme Lord. So now, Sukadeva Goswami is saying that having heard these words of Yamadutas, having heard about the 4 messengers of Lord Narayana who came to rescue Yamaraj, came to rescue Ajamil, Yamaraj became very happy within the core of his heart, and he immediately remembered the Supreme Lord. Of course, this particular questioning, this incident happened as a catalyst. Whatever devotional sentiment that Yamaraj very secretly hid within the core of his heart, they came out, erupting through various bodily symptoms. So in that way, Smaran Padambujam Hare. So Prita Swadutan Pratyaha Smaran Padambujam Hare. Initially, as soon as he heard about Lord Narayana and before Vishnutas came and saved Ajamila, he immediately, his secretly hidden bhakti came out and began to show in the form of bodily symptoms, ecstatic bodily symptoms. Then after for a while, he came to external senses. Then he began to, with complete pleasure, that though what you are saying is wrong, but you made me to remember, or you made me bring out the devotional sentiments that I have hidden in the core of my heart. So you made me remember Lord Narayana with more, because the Vishnu Dutas have performed a wonderful activity. So you made me remember the glories of Lord Narayana and his wonderful holy name. So with complete pleasure, complete happiness, complete satisfaction, Preeta Mana, okay, Yamaraj began to reply to the Yamadutas. Swadutan is not shouting at them. He is considering them Swadutan, my own children, my dear boys. Please wait. I'll tell you what is the actual matter. Like that, he is replying. So his reply constitutes this entire chapter. There are many wonderful instructions we'll get from this chapter, but we'll not discuss the entire things. But two aspects, the mood of Yamaraj, we'll try to discuss based on the today's verses 14 and 15, with slightly throwing some light on 12th and 13th. So that is our discussion for today. So Yamaraj saying that Paro Madanyo Jagata Tashtu Sascha Otam Protam Patavad Etra Vishwam Yadasmatosya Tijanmana Sa Nasi Otavadyasya Vashe Chaloka. He says that the Supreme Lord is the Adishwara. My dear sons, my dear Yamadutas, I am not the Adishwara. It is the Supreme Lord is the Adishwara. Paro Madanyo Jagata Tashtutascha. There is another Lord who is superior to me, under whose control all the devatas, including me, are working for the maintenance of the entire world, entire universe. Asya, of this universe, Sthiti Janma Nasha. Janma means creation, Sthiti means maintenance, Nasha means annihilation. In the matter of creation, maintenance and annihilation of the entire universe, all of us are working under the supervision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are all working like the threads in the cloth. So in that way. Otam Protam Patavad Etra Vishwam. This universe is compared to like a cloth. Cloth is basically the threads woven horizontally and vertically. Then only the cloth will become stable and it will be usable to wear and etc. So all of us, the Devatas, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu and me, etc. We are all like that. So all of us are helping with each other, coordinating with each other, assist the Supreme Lord in the matter of creation, Janma, maintenance, Sthiti, and annihilation, Nasha. Just like Nasi, Otavad Esya Vashesha Loka. Just like a bull is controlled by a thread put across the nose. The bull is more powerful. It cannot be controlled just like that. In order to control the bull, they put the thread across the nose. So with that thread across the nose, people they control the bulls. Similarly, all of us are also controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in that way, not only me, including Brahma, Shiva, and Kshudaksha Vishnu, they are also following the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like bulls are controlled by the thread. So how are we controlled? That control happens through the instructions in the Vedic literatures. It is through the Vedic literatures, it is through the Vedic injunctions, the Supreme Lord is actually controlling all of us. Nanama birva chijanam nijayam badnati tantram ivadama birga yasmai balimta imenama karma nibadda baddas chakita vachvahanti. It says that yo namabir vachi janam nijatam badnati tantram ivadama birga. Just like the bulls are controlled by the low rope, the Supreme Lord binds all of us with the Vedic instructions. The Vedic instructions give us name, nama, karma, activity, and nibadda, baddas, chakita, vahanti. By giving us name and also a particular activity, the Supreme Lord actually binds us. The names such as Devatas, Asuras, Kinnaras, Kinpurushas, human beings, animals, because every name indicates a particular identity, particular category. And also karma. Among the human beings, there are 4 karmas, such as the karma of Brahmanas is different, the karma of Kshatriyas is different, karma of Vaishyas is different, karma of Shudras is different. So in that way, there are different designations, there are different activities associated with those designations. All these things are mentioned in the Vedic literatures. Through the Vedic literatures, by giving us different name and activities, the Lord binds us together. So helping each other with the coordination of each other, like the woven threads, like the threads woven together to bring about a cloth. So we are all assisting the Supreme Lord so that the universe is created, maintained and annihilated at the suitable times. So that is the understanding. Thus, we are bound by the chains of names and activities. That's how the Supreme Lord is binding us and keeping under control. So the Lord is not only superior to me, he is superior to everyone about whom we hear now and then, etc., etc. Who are all those people? So here Yamaraj giving the names of all those people. Though we know things in this world, though we live in this world, though we have controllership in this world, but we are all controlled by the Supreme Lord. Our controllership is limited, and all of us help each other in order to maintain the entire universe. Okay? And though we are all controlled by that Supreme Lord, we do not know about that Supreme Lord completely. Why he does, what he does, the way, how he performs different activities at different intervals. We don't have any clue. We don't understand about it completely. So now in this verse, it answers that who are all those subordinate controllers who are working in coordination with each other in reporting to Supreme Lord for the purpose of creation, maintenance and annihilation of this universe. In spite of being the subordinate controllers, we do not know about the Supreme Lord completely. Though we may know many things, we don't know. And how and why we know many things, and how and why we became the subordinate controllers, that is also indicated in the second verse. So let us see one by one. Who are all the different people? Aham, myself, Mahendra, Indra, Niruti Devatas. So we have 8 directions: east, south, west, north. Southeast, southwest, northwest, northeast. Like that 8 directions are there. For the 8 directions, there are 8 deities. For the Nairuti direction, the Devatas are Nirutis. They are the present deities of the Nairuti direction. So these people are also from one category of Yakshas. They are not the kind of past 2 Devatas. But among them, the leaders are very good people, and they are given the rulership over the Nairuti direction. Nairuti means southwest. So this is one side point. The Nairuti, though the leader is good, but his followers are not good. They actually have the demoniac tendencies. They are all belonging to the extra category. So they reside in the Nairuti direction. In order to subdue them, keep them under control so that they do not come up and they do not influence people in the family, it is said that according to Vastu, this is a Vastu point. Of course, most of you may know, but a side point I'm just sharing. In the Nairuti direction, the heavy things in the entire house should be kept. Whatever is heavy in the entire house, it should be kept. And the Nairuti direction should be used for the master bedroom. And the bed used by the Ejaman of the house should be the heaviest. It should not be light teak wood. The bed should be made with the sag. It should be very heavy. It cannot be lightweight. And also the almara consisting of the golden ornaments should also kept in the Nairuti direction. The density of gold is more than the density of any other metal. So that's why gold is costly. And since it is dense material, the golden ornament should be kept in the alamara, and alamara should be kept in the Nairuti direction, so that these heavy objects will subdue the Nairutis, which are in the Nairuti direction. So that is the some Vastu understanding, etc. But the leaders are good. They are bona fide devatas, they are lokapalas in that sense. So myself, Indra, the Nairutis, the Varuna, Prachatasa refers to Varuna, the ocean god, moon god, Agni, fire, Lord Shiva, Vayu, Virinchi is Brahma, even Brahma also. Lord Brahma, Vayu and Shiva, Agni, Moon, Chandra, Varuna, Niruti, Indra, myself, Aditya, the 12 Adityas, the Vishwadevas, the 8 Vasus and Sadhyas, the 49 Maruts, 11 Rudras and Siddhicharana Vidyadharas and others. Anne chaye Vishwasujo. Vishwasujo means the Prajapatis, such as Bhrugu, Daksha, etc., etc. And here Bhrugu is also there. Amaresha, here Amaresha, it is translated as Bruhaspati. Amara Isha, the master of the Devatas is Bruhaspati. He is the spiritual master of the Guru of the Devatas, that's why he is Amaresha. And all such Prajapatis such as Bruhaspati and Bhrugu, etc., etc., all these people are the subordinate controllers. They are working in cooperation with each other so that the universe can be created, maintained and annihilated at regular intervals, so that everyone in the universe can be taken care properly. So we are all subordinates to the Supreme Lord. And now, how could we all become subordinates and the intermediate rulers, intermediate controllers? The reason is Asprishta Rajas Tamaksha. We are not touched by Rajoguna and Tamoguna. All of us are purified of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. We are situated ourselves in the mode of goodness. That's why we have been given the responsibility of subordinate controllers. So like that, Yamaraja is stating, Yasye hitam na vidu sprishtamaya. Though we are purified of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, we are not completely pure from the influence of Maya, because we are still situated in Sattva Guna. That's why we are Spashta Maya. We are still touched by Maya. We are not touched by Tamoguna and Rajoguna, but we are still touched by Sattva Guna. That's why Navidu. Though we are serving under him, but we do not know him. We have become the subordinate controllers because we are not touched by Rajoguna and Tamoguna. But we are still in touch with Sattva Guna. Thus, we do not know about the Supreme Lord completely. So, Sattva Pradana, Apikim Tatoni. Even though we are situated in Sattva, though we are Sattva Pradana, prominently we are in the mode of goodness. We are completely in the mode of goodness. Still, we do not know about the Supreme Lord completely. Then what to speak of others who are still in the mode of passion and ignorance? How will they ever know about the Supreme Lord? What is the hope for them? They will never ever able to know about the Supreme Lord. In spite of being situated ourselves in the mode of goodness, we do not know about the Supreme Lord. How will the others in the mode of passion and ignorance can know the Supreme Lord? And this is the mode of Yamaraj. So before elaborating on the mode of Yamaraj, let us quickly go through the purport. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada quoting from Bhagavad Gita, he says that it is only by bhakti one know about the Supreme Lord, not by anything. Because bhakti is beyond 3 modes. As long as we are in 3 modes, we will never ever know about the Supreme Lord. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yas chasmi tatataha tato mam tatato jnatva Vichate Tadantaram. It is only by bhakti we can know about the Supreme Lord. By knowing of the Supreme Lord, we can go back to Godhead. Till the time we don't know about Supreme Lord, we can never attain entry into spiritual world. Till the time we don't surpass mode of goodness, we will never know about the Supreme Lord. So it is like that. One need to go beyond mode of goodness in order to understand about the Supreme Lord. And one need to understand the Supreme Lord in order to go back to Godhead. Otherwise, it is not possible. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yas chasmi tatvataha. Tato mam tatvato jnatva vishade tad anantaram. The same thing Lord Krishna also mentions at the end of 11th chapter. So here the last but one verse, same thing. The same thing is indicated. Bhaktya tu ananya shaktya aham yevo vido Arjuna. I can only known by bhakti, not by any other things. Jnatum, having understood me. Drashtum cha tatvena, one will see me through tattva. One will completely knowing and realizing me in tatvataha. Praveshtuncha parantapa, one will enter into the spiritual world. Otherwise, one will never ever able to enter into spiritual world without knowing the Supreme Lord properly. Janma karma cha me devyam evam yo veti tatvataha taktva deha punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Evam yo veti tatvataha, knowing tatvataha about the Supreme Lord's janma and karma, one will attain the qualification to go back to Godhead. Otherwise, one will never ever attain the qualification to go back to Godhead. That he also says that Vitaraga Bhayakrodha Manmanaya Ma Upashita Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhagam Agata. Bhavo Jnana Tapasa. Many great personalities, by performing the tapasya of knowing me, knowing my birth and activities in the Tattvatha, having known about it, having understood it, they attained my nature in my abode. That means they have entered my spiritual abode and they became like me. They attained Sarupya Mukti. That is the importance of knowing the Supreme Lord. Knowing the Supreme Lord is only possible by bhakti, which is situated beyond three modes of material nature. And the same situation, the same theme here, our Prabhupada quotes the instructions spoken by Bhishma unto Yudhishthira Maharaj. Nahi asya karchit rajan puman veda visitam yad vijijnashaya yukta muyanti kavayopihi. Even the greatly learned scholars who are still situated in the mode of goodness, who studied the Vedas thoroughly, still they cannot understand the Supreme Lord completely. Why he does what he does. Muyanti, even they are bewildered. Even for them also it is very difficult. Only by bhakti, by practicing unadulterated bhakti, by transcending three modes of material nature, one can know the Supreme Lord. And by knowing the Supreme Lord, one can enter into the abode of the Supreme Lord. Thus, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kashit Yatasiddhaye. There are thousands of people might endeavor to transcend three modes of material nature. But one among thousands might transcend the three modes of material nature. Yatatam siddhanam. Among those who endeavor to transcend the three modes, few might transcend three modes. But among those, very few will know the Supreme Lord in truth. Kaschin mam veti tatvataha. Many will try to transcend three modes. Among them, few will transcend three modes. Among those few, very, very, very few will know the Supreme Lord in truth. It is the rarest thing to know about the Supreme Lord. That is what Yamaraja states in this verse. So this is about this verse and all. So now, one simple thing, just to express the mood of Yamaraj. Here you see, among those people who do not know about the Supreme Lord, among the list of people, Yamaraj keeps his name first. Aham. I am the first one who does not know about the Supreme Lord. There are many other people who know about the Supreme Lord much more than me. But I am the first person who does not know anything about the Supreme Lord. It is very, 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 very less thing I know about the Supreme Lord. He keeps his name at the very beginning. Of course, from tomorrow onwards, you will discuss the future verses. I will not discuss much from future verses, but a small thing, one important connection from this verse onwards. In the next verse, he says that just like our senses, the bodily senses, jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, manbuddhi, ahankara, chetana does not know about the Paramatma which is there inside. Similarly, though we may have big posts, big positions in this world, all these things does not enable us to know about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So while speaking about the Supreme Lord and his position is being the Adishvara, the Yamudha says that, so my dear sir, we also know about the Supreme Lord, we accept that, but we are asking about the 4 gentlemen who came. Who are they? Then he says that the 4 gentlemen are the servants of the same Supreme Lord. They are the associates of the Supreme Lord. Just like the Supreme Lord is worshipped by all the people in the entire world, they are also worshipped. Just like the Supreme Lord's orders cannot be thwarted, their orders also cannot be thwarted. So that's how they say. Then they ask that, then how do we understand this? By what instruction, what pramana that they have given that order, that highest order pramana, etc. Then they say that Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. All these people follow the instructions given by the Shastra, Dharma Shastras, which are directly spoken by the Supreme Lord. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Navai Vidur Rishayo Napidava, like that. So then they say that, so that if no one knows about Dharma, how do you know that Dharma exists? That these people will do this, these people will do this. How do we know all these things? Then Yamara says that, I just want to say this verse. He says that it is not that no one knows Dharma, but some people know the confidential essence of Dharma. There are many people who knows Dharma, that what to do, what not to do. But the essence of that religious principles are known by few people. They are known as 12 Mahajanas. The 12 Mahajanas are Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumaro, Kapilo, Manu, Prahlado, Janako, Bhishma, Balir, Vayasaki, Vayam, Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, Lord Shiva, the 4 Kumaras, Kapila Deva, Swayambhu Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, the father of Mother Sita, Bhishma Deva, Bali Maharaj, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and Vayam, myself. And you see here, among the knowers of the essence of the dharmic principle is Brahma, Narada, Shiva, etc. But I am the last person. Among the non-knowers of Supreme Lord, I am the first person. Among the knowers of the Supreme Lord, I am the last person. So this is the mode of Yamaraj. And all of us should cultivate this mode. This is one of the important principles that Yamaraj indirectly showing us. So we should not always boast ourselves. I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that. So when it comes to express our humility, we should be first. When it comes to the glorifying people, we should be in the last. We should always give respect to all others, and we should keep ourselves at the end. We should be the least worthy person of receiving respect. We should give all others should be seen as the most worthy person of receiving respect. So this is the mode of Yamaraj. So with that mode, with that understanding, with that mentality, Yamaraja is speaking here to the Yamadutas that all of us are subordinate controllers of the Supreme Lord because we have transcended mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. But we do not know the Supreme Lord completely because we are still in the mode of goodness only. Only those people who transcend mode of goodness can understand Supreme Lord. Then does anyone know about the Supreme Lord? Yes, these are people, they know about the Supreme Lord according to their qualification, according to their amount of transcendence in the mode of goodness. But among the knowers, I am the last. So that is the mode of Yamaraj. So these are the few thoughts that I just wanted to share in relation to these two verses. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. If we have few more verses, we can take some questions in relation to clarifying what we discussed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. You just gave a review of the whole chapter, and it was really very helpful. And at last, this one was very good. That Yamaraj is saying that he is the last among everyone who understands the Supreme Lord. And I like the point that you told that we have to be so humble. We have to cultivate the same attitude of Yamaraj. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Devotees, now the forum is open for question and answers, and I would also like to announce that after this question and answer session, we will be having Vraja Mandal Parikrama, which will be given by Her Grace Padma Sikhi Mataji. So please stay with us after the Q&A session. Hare Krishna. So, Preeti Vilasini Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. And
can you come close to your microphone so that we can hear you? Your voice is very low.
Okay, is this better, Prabhu?
Little better. Still, if it's more little louder, it will be nice.
Okay, Prabhu. If this is better?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you for such a beautiful class. And really, as Anita Mataji said, I really loved the last point that you said and the comparison between the two verses of how Yamaraj puts himself in the first and the last, depending on how much he knows, and like that. The humility part was very beautiful. Prabhuji, my question was maybe not very important point, but I just wanted some clarification. Why is the connection? Where is the connection between Varuna Dev and the Prachetas? Are they connected, or his name is Pracheta for a reason? Varuna's name is Pracheta because of a reason. Can you please explain the reason, Prabhu?
Actually, in the Vedas, he is called as Prachetasa only. Pracheta. So, I mean, while reading Bhagavatam, I came to know like this. We have 10 Prachetas, about whom all of you must have studied in the 4th canto. The last few chapters are dedicated for them. The important activity is that they performed tapasya, austerities for 10,000 years. And that too within the water. So inside the water. The deity of the water is Varuna. So he is called Pracheta.
Oh, okay.
And they are called Prachetas. So they got that name maybe because of that austerities which they performed inside the water for 10,000 years.
Got it. Yeah.
So that is one thing I can think of. But in Vedic mantras, Varuna is many times called as Pracheta. His name is called as Pracheta only.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Shureshwar Sham Prabhuji, please go.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
In 14 and 15 verse, Brahmaji is also mentioned. Virinchi.
Yes, Brahmaji is also mentioned.
And in 20 also Swayambhur, right?
Yes.
On the Mahajans also Brahmaji is mentioned. Right?
Yes.
So it is conflicting, right, Prabhu? Because
no, why?
Means here we are saying that Brahma doesn't know completely the Supreme Lord. Now here 20 verse it's saying Brahmaji is the one of the Mahajans who knows the Supreme Lord, right, Prabhu?
See, kindly understand the mode, Prabhuji.
Okay.
When Namaraj says all these people do not know, means it is not that they do not know. The person who knows about the Lord never say that I know. A devotee will never say I am a devotee. One who knows about something, he will never boast that I know. Unless until he was pursued, he will not open his mouth. This is the finer nuance of how to deal with the things in this world. A knowledgeable person never ever boasts that I am knowledgeable. I'll give you one example. Rupa Narayana, there was one Pandit who was traveling to many places. He happened to come to Vrindavan, trying to debate with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana said that no problem. We accept defeat. They signed on the Jayapatra. And then he went on. A devotee will never ever boast that I know this, I know that. Their mood is always, let me engage in service of Supreme Lord. But in order to keep their honor, it is Jiva Goswami who debated with Rupa Narayana. not Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. At the end, Rupa Goswami said that you are not fit to stay in Vrindavan. The mood of Vrindavan is not to establish one superiority. So you go out of Vrindavan. He told Jiva Goswami to go out of Vrindavan. He went to Madura and he began to perform austerities there in Madura. So that is the mood of a devotee. So though he is telling that Sprashta Maya, we are constantly touched by Maya, that is their humility. Even though these people are transcendental to mode of goodness, they are all situated in transcendence, they are all pure devotees, they are all on the way back home back to Godhead, but they never ever say that openly. They keep their bhakti secretly. They don't publicly speak just like that. That is the mood of a devotee. So it's like that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yes.
One more, Prabhu, you were saying about this Nirtihi, right? It's one of the directional demigod devata.
Yeah, Nirti. Okay.
So it's one of the directional devata, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, one of the 8 Lokapalas in Nairuti direction, they actually preside. Vastu said that you should keep all the heavy items in the Nairuti.
Okay.
Some side information. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that wonderful question, and thank you for such a wonderful answer, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we have one question in the chat. It's from Jyoti Mataji. She is asking, when the remembrance of Lord happens in Hari Nam Seva, then it will purify senses, mind, intelligence, ego, and then the stage will come that soul's senses will activate, which are spiritual. Isn't it? That is a question. And she's having one more question. So shall I read or this? Let us finish.
No. Let's see this question. When the remembrance of Lord happens in Harinam Seva, then it will purify senses, mind, intelligence, ego, and then stage 2 come that soul's senses will activate, which are spiritual, isn't it? I don't know. It may be for some, immediately the senses may be spiritualized. But over many, many lifetimes, we have accumulated so many samskaras. Holy name had the power to spiritualize our material senses. But are we on that level? Is our chanting on that level? There is no doubt in regards to the power of holy name. But are we on that level to invoke the potency of the holy name in our chanting? So it all depends on that. So from that point of view, of course, certainly holy name purifies, the senses will be purified, but it may not happen immediately. It will take some time. It takes its own time. So throughout our life, we need to struggle with our anarthas. We need to endeavor to practice to chant properly and do services with proper state of consciousness, etc. For some devotees, it may be their senses might be purified completely and they'll be able to chant attentively. They'll be able to do their seva attentively. They'll be able to meditate upon Lord's Nama, Rupa, Guna. That may be possible for some, but may not be everyone. Especially I can talk about myself. This is the internal thing. The second question is,
then after that, no disturbance in mind while chanting. So she's asking, is that correct understanding?
If we are not getting disturbed by mind and senses, then yes, our senses are purified. If we are still disturbed by attractions, allurements, then we have to understand that we are still under contamination state only. So we have to examine ourselves.
So when we keep on chanting, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead, but your voice is breaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's a conceptual question. I just want the concept. The final goal of chanting is you have to hear it and then you have to say it and hear it. So that process to get purified stage we have to undergo. Right now it's completely contaminated. But this is how the stage is, right? That's the question. I just want to find out how this is what my
So I'll show you one verse. So how the chanting will function. See one thing. Here in this verse, I treat chanting also hearing only. Though we may say that what are you doing? I'm chanting, chanting, chanting. Essentially, more than chanting, hearing is important. When we chant Harinam on our beats, when we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This activity we have to divide into two parts. One part is chanting, that is sound coming out of the mouth. The second part is hearing that sound vibration through our ears. That we can call it as Shravanam. That Shravanam is more important than chanting. Shrunvata Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatastha Swacheshritam Kalena na ati dirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hrudi. Every day, without fail, we are trying to chant 16 rounds on our beats. So according to Acharya, that is about 30,000 holy names. Hare Krishna, Rama, 16 syllables are there, and 108 mantras in every round, like 16 rounds. 16 into 108 into 3 or 108 into 16 into again 16 or 3 or whatever, 30,000 names. So we are chanting every day that many names, and the rest of the day also we might be chanting many more. So our chanting should be like this. Shrunvata, our hearing should be Shraddha, with faith. Regularly, every day 16 rounds. And with endeavor, chanting will not happen by the way. We have to put a lot of endeavor. 2 hours we have to sit at one place or stay at one place and chant, etc. etc. And Kalena na ati dirgena. The thing is that Shrunvata, we have to hear every syllable, whatever we chant. Every syllable is supposed to go through the ears. But is it really entering through the ears to the heart? Is it simply entering into the ears or it is going to the heart also? Kalena na ati dirgena. Not after very long time. Along with the sound vibration, Lord Krishna also enters into our heart. When we allow the holy name enter into our heart, when we say Krishna, not only the sound vibration, along with that sound vibration, Krishna also enters into our heart in one fine day afterwards. Abhinnatvam nama namine, Bhagavan Vishate Hrudi. Along with the holy name, the Lord also enters into our heart. When Lord enters into our heart, what happens? Till the time the holy name enters, nothing happens. But when Lord enters into our heart along with the holy name, though we may say that Abhinnatvam nama namine, the holy name and the Lord are not different, but still they are different. Every day we are chanting Harinam, the holy name is entering into here. We don't know whether it is really entering into the heart or not. Even though it is entering into the heart, still anathas are there. But one fine day, when the Supreme Lord enters into our heart, Pravishta Karna Randrena, Swanam Bhava Saroruham, Dunoti Samalam Krishna. Krishna means completely. As soon as Bhagavan Sri Krishna enters into our heart along with the holy name, Dunoti Samalam, he cleanses the heart completely. It becomes crystal clear water of the Sharat Rutu. Last Sunday only we just started Sharat Purnima. The Sharat Rutu just started. That is the beginning of the Sharat season. Till now there are huge rains. When there are rains, especially in India, all the roads are muddy water. The canals are filled with muddy water. But by the time Sharat Rutu comes, the rain stops. If we leave the water for 10 days, all the mud will settle at the bottom. The water becomes crystal clear. One will be able to see what is there below. As soon as Bhagavan enters into our heart along with the holy name, the heart becomes clear like the Sharat Rutu, Sharat season water. Then the Jivatma will be able to see the Bhagavan who entered into our heart. When that happens, one day it will happen. Till then, we need to work hard. So it is like that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So that was really a very wonderful reply for the. Thank you, Jyoti Mataji, for that question. So it will really help in chanting. So as you said, it will take years for us to get that clarity in chanting and to hear also, because sometimes we are always attracted to the worldly material objects. So that's why we forget Krishna when we chant also. So I don't know about others. I'm just saying about me. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. I don't see any more raised hands or any questions. Yeah, raised hands are there. Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, that was Pranam. Thank you for the beautiful class. My question is, so being in Krishna consciousness or Krishna conscious devotee, Krishna devotee, like how much should we give, should we emphasize on Vastu Shastra, Prabhuji?
No, that is side information. It's okay. It's not about emphasizing and all. If you are constructing a new home, which you do once in a lifetime only. You don't do every month, every year. You consult Vastu. It is okay. Just like when you want to chant in the temple hall, you try to find out a proper place. You might want to sit in front of the deities or might want to sit very close to Prabhupada's altar so that you can focus properly. Vastu is also something like that. Because since you are going to stay in the home for rest of your entire life, maybe generally after marriage, they construct new home and you are expected to live in that house for at least for 50 years. So there is one-time activity. You can take the consultation of Vastu. It is not a regular activity. It does not take your so much consciousness in that. So don't worry about that. No problem. You can consult Vastu if you are constructing a new home. No issue.
Yeah, got it, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Balram Prasad Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Pavaneshwar Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I had a few thoughts of what is the qualification of becoming our Mahajana Yena Gata Sapanta. So I just want to understand our Acharya, Paramahamsa and Mahajan. What is the difference there, Prabhu?
Even I also don't know, Prabhuji. We always hear the names only. In one sense, Acharya is Apana Acharati Prabhu Sabashikaila. He who teaches by his own personal example is Acharya. It could be anyone. We see all our Acharyas who have become successful in their preaching endeavor. They are called Acharyas. And Paramahamsa is the one who dedicated his entire life in the service of humanity. He is called as Paramahamsa. That means he does not have anything for himself. His entire life is for the service of the entire humanity and the service of Supreme Lord. And Mahajan is also same. We can see all these are like synonyms for all the great personalities who showed how to practice bhakti by their own personal life's example. So in that way, these are like same names for the same person, but used in context, according to different contexts. So like that we can see. This is my understanding.
Yeah, Prabhu. Because such exalted personalities, this is they are completely following the dharmic principles, and also they have a love of Godhead, right? Something like that. But so in that way, Janak Maharaj, I don't know much, but the Yamaraj is doing so much. He is dharmically, but it is what kind of job is that? Punishing people. It's a very tireless job. And I don't know whether Yamaraj likes it. That's another question. Anyway, thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Pavaneshwar Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class, and it was really a very good Q&A session also. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and association. And we wanted association in future also. Please come and enlighten us. Like we cannot forget your cosmology session, which you had given to us on Bhakti Sangha. So dear devotees, if you want to watch, you can go to our YouTube channel of Bhakti Sangha and you can watch the cosmology session, which was given by Pavaneshwar Prabhuji. And now we will be having our Vraja Mandal Parikrama. So please stay with us and let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha Kalpataruksha. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Padmasaki Mataji, I see you only on one device.
Mataji, I am joining. Just a minute.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Hare Krishna, Shamagori Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for arranging such a wonderful Vraja Mandal Parikrama. Though it is virtual, it's really very good.
Mataji, can you give me
going with along with Mataji? You're muted, Mataji.
It's all mercy of Padmasaki Mataji. She has done hard work and made it preserve everything. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Padmasaki Mataji, for giving your time
Mataji,
for this and taking us to Vrindavan virtually. Thank you so much. And we are on day 3. Eager to hear from you. Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, you put your camera behind the laptop, I think.
Wait. Sorry.
So much better.
Okay. We will go to day 3 today. Before going to day 3, yesterday I found some interesting pictures. I'll show you that. From day 1, we will see that. Okay. This picture, Radha Madan Mohan temple, we were discussing that salt merchant Ramdas Kapoor. He was the one who constructed the Madan Mohan temple. So this is his murti. His murti was not like inside the temple, not like that, but his murti is here. See, lot of water. Where is this water coming from? His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu posted. So it is very authentic if he posted, because he is staying in Vrindavan for the last 30-40 years. So he placed here. This is like whenever Madan Mohan's temple room is washed, all the water will come. So near that place is Murti's space. Basically, he wanted his Murti there. His head always being the water is coming and touching. Whenever the temple deities, they're cleaned, the water comes this way. And this is Ramdas Kapoor's Murti. See, a lot of water.
So Mataji, where is this? I have never seen this.
I also didn't see Mataji. First time I'm seeing. Prabhuji went to Madan Mohan temple and he posted.
Okay.
Maybe we can write him. Where is this? So next time
because we don't see. We just go around the temple and
I will message Mataji in Facebook. I'll ask you.
Thank you, Mataji.
And all this one also I have not seen Mataji in Advait Vat, where Advaitacharya found Radha Madan Mohan temple. So these are deities of Madan Gopal. Yes. But Radha Rani is in Subalvesh. Like when she's always in Subalvesh.
I don't remember, but I have seen the temple, Mataji. Behind the Advaita Vat, there is a nice temple of I think Radha Madan Gopal only.
Yesterday only, yes, she is Radharani in Subal Shaka, Subal Vesh. So Prabhuji has posted, and one third picture in Kaliagat. Shamgauri Mataji or anyone else who have been there, did you see? I have not seen this also. I have been to Kaliagat, but I have not seen. Dauji is there with Nagapatnis and Krishna is dancing on Kalia. So if anybody else is going from now, please make sure in Kaliagat you will see this deity.
There is temple, I think, right, Mataji?
In temple, Mataji. I don't remember seeing this.
Okay. Yeah, lot of places, Mataji, we need to discover, right?
Yeah, yesterday you sent some. Slowly we'll tell Mataji. Today we'll just see, because time is less. We will see how much we can cover.
Yeah, today we will see the missing places from yesterday.
Yes. So
and Mataji, also there is a Brahmakunda.
Brahmakunda is there, Mataji.
Did you show that?
Brahmakunda where? Govardhan?
No, near Vanshivat.
No.
Yeah, this is another one, I think, and it's like near Rangaji Mandir. And Bilva Mangal Thakur was staying there, and also Rupa Goswami has found Vrinda Devi's vigraha in this Brahmakunda, and it's worshipped in Kamyavan right now.
Yes, Mataji, in Kamyavan, we have never did in our parikrama, but when I did the kids class, yes, Brahmakund, Rupa Goswami, I think that he gets a dream that the deity is there, he will go and hear. This year we will see when we go to Kamyavan.
Yeah.
I will add that Brahmakund also.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. So we will go. So today is day 3. We just touched Mathura yesterday, and now we will be entering Mathura, inside of Mathura. We will see how much we can cover. Okay. And we'll seek the blessings of Radha Sham Sundar, Shri Gaurnitai, Krishna Balaram, Srila Prabhupada, all the Guru Vargas, and our dear Vrinda Devi. And then we'll walk forward. We'll move forward. So where are we stopping? And we know Mathura is one of the Saptapuri. Mokshapuri, one of the Mokshapuri, very, very important, Vishram Ghat, very beautiful. And actually Mathura is in the shape of half moon. And on the border, there are 25 ghats. So a lot of ghats in Mathura. And the first place we'll be going today is Gokarna Tirtha. So this is the deity, Gokarna Mahadev. Most of us, 3-4 years back, most of us don't know the story of Gokarna, but these days everywhere, so many examples they're saying the story of Gokarna. So most of you must be knowing. So, so Shiva is there in various places in Vrindavan. He is Kshetra Palak. So he's as in the south, he is as Rangeshwar Mahadev. West, he is there like Bhuteshwar Mahadev. East, he is there Pipaleshwar Mahadev. On the north side, he is as Gokarna Mahadev. So why is he named as Gokarneshwar Mahadev? Because there was a devotee called Gokarna who was worshipping Lord Shiva. So he was named after his devotee Gokarna, like Gokarneshwar Mahadev. And Gokarna's murti is also there. Gokarna's, and this is Gokarneshwar Mahadev. Very different deity. This is the entrance. So there was a Brahmin couple. One name was Atmadev and Dhunduli, and they didn't have children for a very, very long time. So one time a sage gives a fruit, and so he'll say, eat this fruit and then you will bear a child very soon. But Dhunduli was not very chaste or very humble. She was not like a devotee. So she didn't want to have children. She didn't want to listen. So what she did, she didn't eat the fruit. And her sister was pregnant the same time. And obviously she got worried. Oh, I didn't eat the fruit. And what will I tell to my husband? So her sister was pregnant the same time and she didn't have enough money. She was not very rich. So the sister said, you don't worry. I will give my baby after I deliver. And what did they do with the fruit? They fed the cow. And so her husband Atmadev was very busy. He didn't... after that, he didn't even pay much attention. And then slowly the sister delivered the baby and she gave to Dhunduli. And of course, as we all know, when a child is born to a nice devotee mother, when the mother is in good consciousness, the kid is always very, it's like, kid will definitely be nice. But now the child who was born, he was not like raised, he was not in a good consciousness. So he became very bad. Like his name was Dundukari. And the cow also gave birth to a human baby, but the ears were so big like cow. Like that's why Karna is ear is like cows, like the one who has ears like a cow. So Gokarna was born to cow, and Dundukari was born to this Dunduli's sister. And Dundukari became so bad that he got all kinds of intoxication. He was into all kinds of bad habits, and he was troubling everybody. And Gokarna was very, very nice. He was very nicely devoted. And seeing Dundukari, his father was so disturbed and he left. And only mother was there. And one day Dundukari was so intoxicated that he followed his mother, because he was intoxicated. He didn't know what he was doing. He was chasing his mom and then trying to beat her. So mom was very scared and she fell in the well and she died. So now Dundukari kind of creating havoc in the village. Nobody is liking him and he will leave his body. When he leaves his body, he will become a ghost because he was not a good person. He became a ghost. And then everybody was worried about the ghost also now. Like Dundukari became a ghost, Dundukari became a ghost. Then his brother Gokarna will try to do something and he arranges a Bhagavat Sapta. And Dundukari also is there like a ghost. I think in the banana stem, he goes there and then inside the banana stem, and then he keeps hearing to all the Bhagavat Sapta, and Dundukari got liberated by hearing Bhagavat Sapta. That is the power of hearing Bhagavatam. It is a shortcut story. So that's how Gokarna was a very, very wonderful devotee. We'll see the Murti of Gokarna as well, and then Gokarneshwar Mahadev is also here. And then as we take the path, we will be going to Mahavidya Mandir, Yogamaya's temple. So this is the place where the famous pastime Nanda Maharaj and the snake pastime happened. We'll not see the pastime, but it happened here. Nanda Maharaj was saved from the snake. And then Chakratirtha, yeah. So Chakratirtha and Ambarish Tila, they both are like close by because the pastime is same related, right? So when Ambarish Maharaj, we know like he was in Satya Yuga, he was very great devotee and very big king, ruling all the 7 islands. But he was wonderful devotee, using all his senses only for Krishna. So he fasted for 1 year, the Ekadashi Vrat, and when he was about to break, that is when Durvasa Muni comes, and then they wanted to offer Durvasa Muni something, but Durvasa Muni said, you wait till I come, I'll go finish my rituals and come. But the auspicious time of breaking the fast is finishing, so Ambarish Maharaj will just take 1 drop of water, and Durvasa Muni comes back. He will see that and he'll get very upset, like he'll get very angry. How can you do this? You disrespected me. And he shows his anger. And he'll take 1 hair from locks of his hair, and he will create a demoness called Kritya. And she will, and immediately Krishna, Sudarshan Chakra actually cannot tolerate the devotee being troubled, and the Sudarshan Chakra starts chasing the demon Kritya. And the demoness will become into ashes, and then the Sudarshan Chakra starts chasing Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni will go to Bhuvar, Shivaloka, everywhere, and finally goes to Vishnuloka. And it's been a year. Ambarish Maharaj is still waiting for a year till Durvasa Muni comes back. He's praying for the welfare of Durvasa Muni, and Vishnu will say like, you have to go and fall on the feet of my devotee. And then Ambarish Maharaj actually, when he comes back and tells like, this chakra is, Sudarshan Chakra is following me, Ambarish Maharaj, he will ask forgiveness from Ambarish Maharaj. At this place, Chakratirtha, Ambarish Maharaj offers prayers, and by his prayers, Sudarshan Chakra stops here. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes here, he would take bath here at Chakratirtha. See, this is the small lake here. This is how you go. This is Ambarish Tila. See, real Vrindavan, lot of money. So Ambarish Tila is also here. Both are close by. This is Ambarish Tila. And this is Chakratirtha. And then we will come to Dwarkadish Mandir. So here there is Dwarkadish Mandir as well. I think it's built in 1800 something. I'm not remembering the year. But because Krishna stayed in Mathura for 18 years, and then they all moved to Dwarka. Shyam Gauri Mataji, you want to say that past time? Last 2 years, she's only narrating for us. I think she's not there. Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
You want to narrate the story again? Last 2 years, you are only doing. how overnight Dwarka was built and Mathuravasis have been transferred.
Yeah. Me too. Like when Kamsa was killed, after that, Ugrasen was the king, and Jarasandha, uh, what was that? They jumped from the high mountain, and by the time they jump, Krishna informed Vishwakarma to build Dwarka, and overnight he builds Dwarka, and these Mathuravasis, they don't know, they were sleeping, and in when they were sleeping overnight, they moved to Dwarka, and when they woke up, they were in Dwarka, and all their houses and everything was the same, and even the pots and the plates and everything, whatever in their house, it was the same. Nothing was, disturbed or anything. They just woke up and they were in Dwarka. That's how they went to all the Mathuravasis. They went to Dwarka.
Yes. So because Krishna stayed in Mathura for 18 years and then left to Dwarka. So in the memory of Dwarkadish, they kept Dwarkadish here. It's like, if you want to go, you can purchase, like there are nice variety, like, because now see my friends are going and they ask Mataji, in Vrindavan where can we buy nice, nice art pieces to keep in our home, where can we buy? So I was saying Dwarkadish temple, like we will get different varieties of sale is going on happening, like we can buy. And even in the temple also, the temple construction is all like resembling Rajasthani and Jaipur style, very beautiful construction. And this is the close-up. And you will see inside Radharani's deity is also there, white marble deity. He is Dwarkadish, but towards the side, there is Radharani also. It's a very close-up picture. Very old deity. A lot of shops near Dwarkadish temple. And after seeing Dwarkadish temple, we will go to Vishram Ghat. Very, very beautiful ghat, especially in the evening. Very nice. And Vishram Ghat is the place. Vishram is what? Resting. So who rested here? Who rested here is Varaha. Varahadev, after killing Hiranyaksha, he comes here. He sits here along with Bhumi Mata. And then he will sit here and he will still start saying the glories of Vraja Mandal to Mother Earth. So he will be talking to Bhumi Mata, talking the glories, and he takes rest here. And then because Lord took Vishranti here, it became Vishram Ghat. And then even Krishna, after killing Kamsa, he will come and take, clean himself. He'll come and take rest here. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he comes to Vrindavan, he would come to this place. And here, actually, I heard somewhere, like one Prabhu was showing Parikrama, and he said the kings all, when they used to do their final rites here, it seems. I don't know if that is true or not. But that Prabhu is also very, every year he will be showing Vrindavan Parikrama pictures. So he was mentioning that it late became Vishram Ghat, but before they used to do that. And then here one very special deity we will see, Yama and Yamraj temple. They both are brother and sister, right? So the only temple, if as far as I know, that we have here, we have in Mathura. Nowhere else we will see Yama and Yamuna temple. And here on Raksha Bandhan, the brother and sister come and take bath here, because Yamuna, she takes promise from Yamaraj that whoever is taking bath in my river on that day, they should not see you. In fact, first she will ask, whoever takes bath in my river should never come and see you. Then he will say, oh, how is that possible? So she will say, at least on that one day, whoever is coming and taking bath in my river, my waters, please don't, like, you don't go to them. So Yamaraj will say, okay. And that's why on that day we will see so many brothers and sisters come and take bath. Yama and Yamuna. One day, why Yamaraj gave that boon? Because one day he will come, brother comes to sister's home, and then obviously mother said coming, the girl is little more, she's so attached, right? She cooks lots of varieties from Yamaraj for Yamaraj, and then she feeds him, and then he's so pleased, and he will ask, what do you want? So she will give that boon. He will give that boon. So very, very nice darshan. Sorry. Mataji, if you don't mind, today can we end here? It's 9:10. I need to go
Sure,
to
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Because
I just wanted to say, like, the Diwali is for 5 days, right? So after Govardhan Puja, the day comes is like Bhai Dooj.
Bhai Dooj.
Yeah, so on the Bhai Dooj day we have celebration like Rakhi. We have like that. We have that day also. Diwali is like bigger in Maharashtra. Rakhi is less. So, but for that, all sisters, they come to brother's place and they will get saris and lot of gifts, and they do aarti for brother and so many things. And that is the Bhai Dooj day. And on that Bhai Dooj, if brother and sister, they take a bath on the Yamuna river together, they don't have to see the face of Yamaraj.
Yes, Mataji. But very, very nice temple, Vishram Ghat in Yamuna temple. Please don't forget to visit if you ever go. And if you can go in Kartik month, it will be nice. You can go with your brother, go there and take bath. I'm so sorry today. I'm stopping it early, but tomorrow is day 4. Madhuvan, we have very little to cover, so we'll join from here and cover.
Yes, Mataji. Sure.
Thank you also. So with this,
we'll stop here and we will continue from here tomorrow.
Thank you so much, all of you. We'll see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Shri Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you very much, Padma Mataji. Super.
Thank you, so much for your service. Always so beautiful to hear. Gauranga.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.